Hello, and welcome back to my world. And my world is getting crazier and crazier by the minute. Now we have our own royal family embroiled in a Jeremy Kyle type of television show where two spoilt millionaire brats dish the dirt about their family in public to a rich woman whose hair makes her look as though she stuck her finger in an electric socket. The problem here, though, is that unlike the Jeremy Kyle show, the other side wasn't there to point out where they were wrong. Just as I said in my earlier vlog about The View, when the women on that show were just spouting off in their own echo chamber with no one there to contradict them. In any event, the royals have too much class to wash their linen in public. So let's have a look at some of the whingers' claims to see how they look when we shine the light of facts on them. Markle said she had not seen her half-sister Samantha in almost 20 years. She said she barely knew Samantha and grew up as an only child. This is untrue. Meghan was photographed with her sister at Samantha's graduation 13 years ago. If she can lie about a simple thing like that, presumably to gain sympathy for being brought up as an only child, then how true is everything else? Meghan also said that she hadn't researched her husband before meeting him. Well, she was 15 years old when Princess Diana was sadly killed. And that was worldwide news, and I'm sure even a 15-year-old would have learned something about that particular incident. And as she was growing up, well, what can I say? The princes were well known throughout the world. So it's unlikely, particularly as according to their official biography, both participants in this blind date did their homework with a thorough Google search. That's a quote from the book. This throws more doubt on the veracity of her claims. Meghan said, 3 days before our wedding, we got married. We called the Archbishop and we just said, look, this spectacle is for the world, but we want our union between us. Now, I can sympathise with the feelings there, but I don't believe that it actually happened, because under Church of England law, weddings must take place in a public environment so that anyone can make valid objections against a marriage. Also, for the same reason, bans have to be read, except under special license. Furthermore, you can't marry twice. So one of those weddings wasn't a wedding. My personal view is that the earlier event was either a rehearsal or a simple exchange of vows. And so what if that's what they wanted to do? Who cares? So why lie about it? Unless you're simply an attention-seeking manipulator of the truth. After all, the best way to lie is to state half-truths. But again, it throws the rest of what she says into doubt. Then we come on to the finances. Well, when this couple decided to leave the firm, they said that they wanted to be financially independent. Harry had already inherited an estimated £6 million from his mother. Not bad. I wouldn't have minded that. During the interview, Harry complained that his family cut them off financially. Bearing in mind, A, that 95% of his income was given to him by his father, B, their stated aim was to be financially independent, and C, he'd left the family business, so was contributing nothing to the firm. This seems to be a somewhat selfish attitude from a spoilt brat who had spent his entire life living a millionaire's lifestyle off his dad's generosity. When you leave your job, you don't expect your employer to continue to fund your lavish lifestyle. Not in my world, anyway. Then we come to Archie's title. Meghan said that she was not interested in titles and stuff like that, but she complained bitterly that her son was not going to be a prince. She complained that the Queen had no right to take away Archie's birthright. This shows not only her hypocrisy, but also her total ignorance. The Queen did not take anything away from Archie. The monarch's great-grandchildren do not automatically get an HRH title. The only reason that William's children are his and her Royal Highnesses is because they are in direct line for the throne. Under the rules laid down by George V, Archie will not be entitled to the HRH title until his grandfather, Charles, takes the throne. because he will then be the monarch's grandson rather than the monarch's great-grandson as he is at the moment. All that Mia Gain had to do was wait a few years and her dream for Archie would come through. But remember, she said she doesn't care about titles. So why is she making such a fuss about it? Is it perhaps because she can play the victim of racial hatred? Surely not. There was other stuff too, but I'm getting bored now, and I bet you are too if you're still with me at all. The point is this. This is a hatchet job by a couple of millionaires who think they're hard done by and who could have sorted this out at home in private, but in their search for the privacy that they said they wanted, they decided to turn a buck by spreading filth about the most revered of British families. When you insult our royal family, you insult us all. See ya.